Education group Pearson reporting a stronger than expected profit here, a rebound in profit in the first half of the year. The company also launching a new app, debuting it today in the U.S. So we want to talk a little bit more about this with Pearson's CEO Andy Bird. We're also joined by Yahoo Finance's Julia LaRoche. Andy, it's a huge day for you, a strong quarter that you just reported, a new app that's launching in the U.S. I guess talk to us just about how this fits into Pearson's growth strategy, because that's something that you reiterated a couple of times the last time you were on Yahoo Finance.
Yeah, hi, it's great to be with you. Happy Friday. As I've mentioned, the consumer is being put at the heart of everything that Pearson does. And with today, the launch of Pearson Plus, which is an app aimed at the over 10 million US college students who engage with Pearson textbooks each year, which is about 50% of the US college population. We're really creating an app that is accessible and that is affordable and fits into a student's lifetime, and is all part of the journey that Pearson's on to become a 100% digitally focused learning company over the next few years.
Mm-hmm. And Andy, Julie LaRoche here, and we know, Pearson has been on this digital transformation journey that we have discussed, and you're talking about this subscription-like model, kind of like a Netflix, if you will, for textbooks, 1,500 titles priced at $14.99 a month. I'd love to kind of talk about the economics here and how you kind of got to that pricing. And I imagine you're probably learning a lot from the students that you all are attracting here, because we are used to kind of, well, I mean, at least I was shelling out a lot of money at the beginning of the semester. We didn't have a subscription option when I was coming along. So we'd love to hear about the economics.
Well, I think what we're trying to reflect is a change in consumer behavior generally, where consumers are much more prevalent to pay for access over ownership. And so we believe by paying access, $14.99 a month, as you say, for over 1,500 titles, is a more equitable and a more accessible and more affordable way for students to balance their budgets. It's unique also in terms of a pay-as-you-go. There's only a 4-month minimum contract, and after that, it's on a month-by-month basis. And so we believe the days of having to shell out hundreds of dollars for a physical textbook are past us, and the functionality that also comes with Pearson Plus is very important. The audio functionality, the note taking, the study cards, and really Pearson Plus starts to become the platform for college students, which we're very excited to develop further down the line.
Where were you in 1986? I don't know if you can see it, but that red book on the shelf just below the Yahoo Finance sign is one of my college textbooks. Too expensive to ever get rid of it, and I couldn't sell it in the secondary market. I'm looking at the webpage right now. And one of the things I'm wondering, as you go forward with Pearson Plus, we've now proven that digital, what you were doing before the pandemic, really does work for a lot of people. Might we see an integration? Do you already offer it? Because you have teaching on the platform as well as tutoring, where there would be an institution, an accredited degree or an accredited program in conjunction with Pearson and an institution, and even bring greater cost savings to students?
Well, we have another part of our business. We have great relationships with leading U.S. universities, ASU, Northeastern, Maryville, to name but a few, where we are already working in partnership with them to deliver online degree courses to students around the world. This form of new modular form of learning and accreditation, the whole sector of education is, I think, finally catching up to where the music industry was, where the entertainment industry has been and is plowing forward. And I think you're going to see a great revolution, both in the form of teaching, the form of content that is taken, a lot more video, a lot more interactive, almost the gamification of learning, I think is very interesting. And this notion of hybrid learning as well, a mixture between brick and mortar and virtual learning, which in many cases has been accelerated by the pandemic. And then you look at technologies such as 5G coming in that creates greater accessibility from a bandwidth perspective. I think all augurs very well to be in the learning sector at this moment.
Mm-hmm. And just kind of thinking back to a comment you made about the advanced note taking, the audible, I guess the audio versions of textbooks. People have different ways of learning. I, for one, am someone who can listen to something versus read something. What were you seeing in the market as it relates to some of the gaps when it comes to different learning styles? Would love to kind of explore that as well.
Yeah, it's really about flexibility. We all learn differently. I mean, I'm sure going back to school and college, you had your favorite teachers and your favorite professors, and a lot was down to the learning style that they would give you. And we all learned in different ways, whether we would be, writing extensive study notes or highlighting elements of text. And what we're trying to do with Pearson Plus is sort of embrace all of that in a digital ecosystem so that you can find the right learning solution for you and adapt it, and the platform will adapt and grow with you. I mean, one of the interesting things also about audio that we found is that actually students not only are multitasking a lot more now, in terms of being on social media and learning or doing something else, watching Yahoo Finance. They like the ability to actually play back the audio at 1.5 or twice the speed. Because their time is so precious, they can get through an hour's worth of class work by listening at twice the speed in 30 minutes. And that's really important to them.
Hey, Andy, what about what this means for low-income students, those students that do rely on the secondhand textbooks, the part of the segment that you're going after right now? I guess, what does that mean for them? And do you have any plans to partner with schools that do cater towards or do have a large population of low-income students?
It's a great question, and was one of the thinking behind the whole pricing structure. If you only have to take one Pearson textbook in a semester, the price is actually only $9.99 a month. For the entire library, as I mentioned, it's $14.99. And we believe at those price points, it does open a great deal of opportunity to those lower income students, and we're actively in dialogue with those faculty. We've involved faculty a lot, the authors themselves, the author community we've involved. But I think with Pearson Plus, it also then provides potentially down the road the opportunity for us to partner with other bodies so that we can reduce the price even further. I mentioned telcos are a very interesting example of that.
Andy Bird, great to speak with you, CEO of Pearson. And of course, our thanks to Julia LaRoche as well.